AITA for not giving my parents the baby blanket my great-grandma made for me so they can use it for my baby sister. My great-grandma made a baby blanket for me when my mom was pregnant. She did that for all her kids, grandkids, and then great-grandkids. I was the youngest until now. Great-grandma would make it clear to the parents involved that the baby she made the blankets for should be considered the owners and it shouldn't be something they kept from us. So this is what always happened. I always had mine. My parents did try to take it from me a few times, but great-grandma stepped in each and every time. I loved mine because she had started experimenting with her knitting, and my blanket is more unique than the rest and feels just a little more personal. I treasure it despite being a 17-year-old guy. I treasure it more because great-grandma died when I was 10 and I miss her like crazy. So my parents couldn't have more kids for years. They tried for years and even did IVF when I was 7 but didn't have another kid from it. Their focus being so set on that, I always felt like I wasn't good enough. This is something extended family brought to their attention a few times. It was comments like, "I just want a baby so bad I can't imagine my life without a child," from my mom, and comments from my dad like, "We feel so incomplete without a baby," that would get family members to take notice. Those were some of the kinds of comments that left me feeling as I do. It was never another baby, it was always a baby, like I was invisible. They talked about having a baby being their biggest dream. It stung so much to have their life focus around that, and they'd get so depressed about not having a baby. Great-grandma, before she died, told them to be thankful for the blessing, aka me, and how they already had a baby and they were letting me grow up without them. It didn't change anything. And I did basically grow up without my parents. They have no idea who my friends are or what's going on in my life. This was a surprise pregnancy and my parents are so excited. They did all the early tests to find out they're having a girl, and they started shopping and all kinds of stuff for her. But then my mom got sad because great-grandma isn't around to knit her a blanket to. So they told me they wanted mine. They didn't ask. They told me. And when I said no, they grew angry. They said she deserves to have a blanket from great-grandma and their baby needs one. I asked what I was and they said an almost grown man. I left the blanket with my best friend because I was afraid my parents would search the house to find it. They were so pissed and they started doing the guilt trips saying my baby sister deserves better. And how can I look at myself in the mirror, knowing I don't want to share this with her? They told me it's like I don't even want her to exist or I hate her for something and she's not even born yet.